Hi there, my name is Doster, and today I'd like to explain rationality within context. Rationality sits within a broader spectrum of human consciousness. First, we have sensation. That's the nervous system, the emotion in your body, the feeling in your body, the electricity, the energy in your body. That is the feeling that you have. This is also connected to the perception that you have. Then we have belief. Belief is a two-step process. Something is because something is. A and B. And that's all there is to it. That's all we need for a belief to exist. Then beyond that, we have stories. Stories are a little bit more complicated than beliefs. Stories have characters, they have situations, they have a beginning, a middle, an end, and they have from there many, many ways in which they are complex, deep, rich, vast, and expanding. The narrative of who you are, the narrative of what humanity is, that's all a story. That's all something that's going on within your experience. Then we have rationality. Rationality is a three-step process. It begins with a hypothesis, a statement, an idea, a declaration, and then there's an antithesis. There's something that goes against that hypothesis. There's something that refutes it, rebuts it, breaks it down. And from those two things comes the third thing, the third step, which is the synthesis. So rationality is a three-step process. Now, of course, from that three-step process, we have many complicated, vast, and rich ways in which we can expand that. We have the whole world of logic. We have the whole world of mathematics. We have the whole world of linguistic structures. How do words relate to each other? How are words formed? And we also have chess as an example. Chess is a rational game. Now from there, we also have multi-perspectival awareness or perception or level of consciousness, we could say. And multi-perspectival awareness comes when you realize that there are multiple lines of rationality. When you can have this three-step process within rationality repeating itself, right? Because each synthesis can become a new hypothesis, which then has a new rebuttal and a new synthesis. It's a never-ending process which turns into this line, right? It's this chain. But multi-perspectival awareness occurs when you see that there are multiple ways to arrive at different conclusions. Now, from multi-perspectival awareness, we also have comparisons of stories and comparisons of belief, and we have comparisons of feelings and emotions and sensation. Beyond multi-perspectival awareness, we have multidimensional awareness. Now from here, you start to look at the actual foundation of what it is that a thing is, right? What is a belief? What is a story? A moment ago, you heard me saying that a story is a before, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a character, and a place, and all the rest of it, right? Well, actually, is that what a story is? Is that what a belief is? Is this what rationality is? What is it that accounts for scientific evidence? What is it that accounts for a declaration? What is it that accounts for a process? So multidimensional awareness actually means that you can look at the nature and the structure of things themselves. Now, beyond multidimensional awareness, we have astronomical awareness. The world is not a story. The world is not a belief. The world is not a sensation, right? And the world is not rational. The astronomers that are off in the International Space Station looking down upon us right now as they work are not rationally thinking about what the world is. They're simply perceiving it in their own way. Now, an interesting example of astronomical awareness is in Stephen Hawking's, right? You notice that Stephen Hawking is always talking about the nature of reality, the nature of the cosmos, the laws of physics, right? Now, of course, that involves maths. That involves rationality. And yet, his awareness is astronomical. He's dealing with things that are bigger than the world. Now, the other side of the bigness of the world is the smallness of the world. Consider for a moment how much heat is in the breath that you breathe out. And notice how much heat it is in comparison to the rest of the room that you're in. Just imagine that as a ratio. Or even we could just do the amount of air. We don't even need to bring heat into it. How much air is in one breath outwards as you breathe? And notice that as a volume in the rest of the air of the room you're in. Now, a correlatory ratio is the amount of mass that planet Earth is in relation to the amount of space that is in this solar system. And that's not anything to say of the galaxy or the universe. And this actually brings us to our next form of awareness. And that is silence. Just like there is so much more vacuum than matter in this solar system, galaxy, universe, there is always so much more silence than sound. Even as you hear the sound of my voice, even as you hear these words, there's more silence in the room that you're in than the amount of sound or noise that's coming out of whatever speaker you're listening to this on. In fact, if you really get in touch with silence, you notice that my voice is very small. Now, all of these levels of consciousness, sensation, belief, story, rationality, multi-perspectival, multidimensional, astronomical, and silence can all be related and translated and expressed into rationality. They all have a rational expression. They all have a rational way of talking about them. And that's how rationality sits within the larger spectrum of human consciousness. If you like this stuff, I have a new online course on developmental psychology. We look at dozens of examples of consciousness development. We go through many deep levels of awareness, of cognitive ability, of meditation, of higher awareness, and how they sit within a larger spectrum. So follow the link in the description of this video to enroll in my new course on developmental psychology. You can watch the preview video for free. You can watch the introduction video for free, get an idea of what you're involved in. Otherwise, go ahead, follow the link and enroll today.